വെള്ളിയാഴ്ചത്തെ റിഫ്രഷ്മെന്റ് വർഗീസ് ടി കുര്യൻ ആൻഡ് ഫാമിലി അവരുടേതായിരുന്നു. പ്രത്യേകമായിട്ട് ഞാൻ നന്ദി ഈ സന്ദർഭത്തിൽ രേഖപ്പെടുത്തിയാണ്. അന്നത്തെ ധൃതിയിലും അന്നത്തെ വിശപ്പിലും ഞാനത് അനൗൺസ് ചെയ്യുവാൻ വിട്ടുപോയി. അത് ഞാൻ ഈ സന്ദർഭത്തിൽ ഓർമ്മിക്കുകയാണ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. കാലഘട്ട ശുശ്രൂഷയ്ക്ക് നമ്മുടെ എല്ലാ ഇടവുകളിൽ നിന്നും സമീപ ഇടവുകളിൽ നിന്ന് വന്യനായ മത്തായിച്ചന്, ബഹുമാനപ്പെട്ട കുര്യാക്കോസച്ചന്, ബഹുമാനപ്പെട്ട ഉമ്മനച്ചന്, ബഹുമാനപ്പെട്ട ശമൂലച്ചന്, അതുപോലെ തന്നെ ഫിലഡൽഫിയയിലെ താമസിക്കുന്ന കെ ജോണച്ചന്, ഇങ്ങനെ എല്ലാ അച്ഛന്മാരും കൂടി വന്ന് നടത്തിയ ഷേബാലി അച്ഛന്, ഇവർ രണ്ടുപേരും കെ ജോണച്ചനും ഷേബാലി അച്ഛനും ഇവിടെ ലോക്കൽ താമസിക്കുന്ന അച്ഛന്മാരാണ്. എല്ലാവരും കൂടി വന്ന് നടത്തിയ ഒരു വലിയ അനുഗ്രഹപ്രദമായ ശുശ്രൂഷയായിരുന്നു. അവരോടുള്ളതായ നന്ദി പ്രത്യേകമായിട്ട് ഈ സന്ദർഭത്തിൽ ഞാൻ രേഖപ്പെടുത്തുകയാണ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്.
I'll tell you a short story. The beginning of the 19th century, there were no sermons in our church. One reason was our church were not very much educated to make sermons, so we went without sermons for a long time. We were criticized for that by other churches, especially members of the Anglican Church and the British people who were here during those days. There was a very high officer in the British hierarchy. His name was Colonel Malankara. Malankara came down to our area. He went to churches in Chengalur, Malankara, spent a lot of time in Malankara church, and he attended Holy Kurbana and other services in those churches. After attending all these services, Colonel Malankara said one thing: you don't need any sermon in your church. All your services are spectacular sermons. Your prayers, your hymns, all are full of beautiful ideas. So after hearing all those prayers and listening to all the hymns, I don't expect you to preach anything better than what I heard. This is very true. I can preach a sermon if you want to, but it will not be in any way more beautiful or richer than what you heard throughout this week. Who can preach a better sermon than the Cathedral institution? Listening to that and watching to that itself give you lots of rich ideas for your life. Same way, Good Friday service, similarly, Easter service, all those were full of sermons, each and every prayer. And all the hymns you were singing were full of sermons, ideas, advices, instructions. for your life. So I'm not going to make a big sermon. You heard enough. And not only that, this is the fourth or fifth sermon I am preaching to. Getting tired of preaching. But one thing. One message of Easter is this. Good Friday, you are not the end of life. Good Friday, you are not the last word. You are only an experience in between. The last word is Easter, resurrection, returning to life, becoming a more meaningful person, with a more meaningful life, with a more meaningful contribution to other people. And that is what Easter message is. Goodbye, Good Friday. Goodbye, suffering. Goodbye, death. Goodbye, betrayal. Goodbye, denial. And this message was given on Good Friday to the disciples. If you heard that beautiful prayer which we read on Good Friday, ശിഷ്യന്മാരെ നിങ്ങൾ ഓടിപ്പോകുവാൻ വെമ്പരുത്, because something else is coming. Good Friday is not the last word. So don't come to any conclusion when you go through the experience of Good Friday. Often that is what we do. When we are betrayed by our friends, how many of you have said, I sponsored her to come to this country, and once she reached the country and got a job, she doesn't know me at all. How many of you have felt that way, that bitter feeling that you are betrayed? And when you go through all these experiences, it is the experience towards Easter. Jesus has had to go through this all his life. As I said in last night's sermon, that cross began with his mother, and that cross ended up his screaming on the cross, why you have forsaken me, O God? Betrayal, denial, false kisses. And when he went through all those experiences, he knew one thing. This was an experience which will lead all of us, not only Jesus alone, all of us to the experience of Easter. There is a saying in English, human denial is God's reception. Human denial is God's or divine reception. When you feel that somebody rejected you and you are isolated, you have no one to talk to, your life has become dull, meaningless, nobody cares about you and your life. When that experience of human rejection comes to your life, remember it is a big hug from the Almighty. Human rejection is a divine hug. I'm sure that you all have gone through this experience in your life. The feeling that you are completely rejected, isolated, nobody wants to talk to you. You are considered to be a criminal sometimes, a culprit, an unpleasant person. Well, God is beginning to give you a big hug. That's what it is all about. When I say this, I want you to know that I am talking from my personal experience too. I smile when I remember all those things. But to go through such experiences then was not an easy thing to do. I don't know whether I told you this before. My first experience of rejection was I was rejected by Baba Many who died a few months ago. I haven't told this. Turns out that I told you this before. I hope you didn't tell anyone else. When I was 18 years old, I was told by then Achan that I was not worthy to become a priest. I was rejected. What a painful experience it was, you cannot imagine. Somebody gave a report that I was a sick person physically. I cannot become a priest. That was the first verdict I heard from my church. My church rejected me. But then God helped me and made me a priest. When I was a priest, the doctors in Belgium, I told you this story too, told me that I have brain tumor and I will live only for 6 more months. That was in 1961. He said, the doctor said, 18 doctors came to me and said, you have brain tumor. Go home and say goodbye to your parents because you will die during the coming 6 months. Doctors rejected. What a feeling that was when somebody tells you that you will die in 6 months. But God gave me a big hug. It was a feeling sometimes that after I became a priest and a bishop, the church rejected me, the synod rejected me, the diocese rejected me. God gave me a big hug, people. When that feeling was there, I want to thank you, church, and that church, that you stayed with me. When you feel that you are rejected by anyone, always remember that God is hugging you. That was my personal experience. That's why Easter is the most meaningful experience in our lives. We are all hugged by God when we feel that we are rejected. And Easter is the one which gives you hope. You are not rejected by Him at all. There is a saying that you cannot do anything more so that God can love you more, because He is already loving you giving you the maximum love. So you cannot do anything more to make him love you more. You cannot do anything to make him love you less. Because you will never reduce the amount of his love, no matter what you do. And that is what Easter is all about. The unlimited love of God. No matter who you are or what you do, the unlimited love of the Creator is always following you, in a way chasing you all your life. Friends, love one another. That is the message. And Achan was expressing his satisfaction of this moment. I was excited. I wish all the Achans could say the same thing about their own churches. It is not that we will not have differences of opinion. It is the fact that in spite of what we are, He loves us. Therefore, that's a good reason for you to love one another. You don't have to agree with one another all the time. Then it becomes a boring church. If everyone agrees with everything all the time, there is no excitement. You may disagree, but love one another. So I thank you all for making this Lent a very exciting excitement. Keep on with the good work you are doing. As a parish, once you are rejected by many other parishes here, but on Maundy Thursday, this became the center of that experience. God was hugging you people. So thank you, and thank you, Achan. And thank you, Cyril Achan, for being with me as Young Achan said, helping me in my activities in the diocese. He is a very faithful, loyal and efficient helper. And his presence makes me more comfortable and less nervous when I do services here. Thank you all in the Madhya. Your cooperation helped to make this services from Thursday to Sunday more beautiful than it had been otherwise. Especially the field worship, all the children who participated in that. Thank you all, and always help Achan in every way you can to make this church and make the life of these people more meaningful. Thank you, youngsters. You are standing in the church for very long, the last 2 or 3 days, without understanding much what was going on. So thank you for your patience. Some of my girlfriends took me to lunch yesterday. Thank you, children, for doing that. So thank you all. As Achan said, next year I have already an invitation to go to another church. Many churches heard about our feet washing ceremony, and many churches called me last night that they could have the same service there next year. And I cannot go to all churches, so I will pick up one next year. But before that, I will be coming often here for other reasons. So God bless you. Have a happy Easter.
സമാധാനത്തിന്റെ കൈസൂരി കൊടുത്ത് താഴെ ഭക്ഷണത്തിന് പോകണമെന്നുള്ളത് സ്നേഹത്തോട് ഓർപ്പിക്കുന്നു. ആദ്യമേ ശ്രീഭാവത്തിൽ